The concepts of science and religion are a recent invention. Religion emerged in the 17th century in the midst of colonization and globalization. Science emerged in the 19th century in the midst of attempts to narrowly define those who studied nature, and the phrase religion and science emerged in the 19th century due to the reification of both concepts. It was in the 19th century that the terms Buddhism, Hinduism, Taoism, and Confucianism first emerged. In the ancient and medieval world, the etymological Latin roots of both science, scientia, and religion, religio, were understood as inner qualities of the individual or virtues, never as doctrines, practices, or actual sources of knowledge. It was in the 19th century that the concept of science received its modern shape, with new titles emerging such as biology and biologist, physics and physicist, among other technical fields and titles. Institutions and communities were founded, and unprecedented applications to and interactions with other aspects of society and culture occurred. The term scientist was first coined by the naturalist-theologian William Whewell in 1834, and it was applied to those who sought knowledge and understanding of nature. From the ancient world, starting with Aristotle, to the 19th century, the term natural philosophy was the common term used to describe the practice of studying nature. Isaac Newton's book Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica, 1687, whose title translates to Mathematical Principles of Natural Philosophy, reflects the then current use of the words natural philosophy, akin to systematic study of nature. Even in the 19th century, a treatise by Lord Kelvin and Peter Guthrie Tait's, which helped define much of modern physics, was titled Treatise on Natural Philosophy, 1867. It was in the 17th century that the concept of religion received its modern shape, despite the fact that ancient texts like the Bible, the Quran, and other sacred texts did not have a concept of religion in the original languages, and neither did the people or the cultures in which these sacred texts were written. In the 19th century, Max Muller noted that what is called ancient religion today, would have been called law in antiquity. For example, there is no precise equivalent of religion in Hebrew, and Judaism does not distinguish clearly between religious, national, racial, or ethnic identities. The Sanskrit word dharma, sometimes translated as religion, also means law. Throughout classical South Asia, the study of law consisted of concepts such as penance through piety and ceremonial as well as practical traditions. Medieval Japan at first had a similar union between imperial law and universal or Buddha law, but these later became independent sources of power. Throughout its long history, Japan had no concept of religion, since there was no corresponding Japanese word, nor anything close to its meaning, but when American warships appeared off the coast of Japan in 1853 and forced the Japanese government to sign treaties demanding, among other things, freedom of religion, the country had to contend with this Western idea.